Hello everyone, Ted the Old Star Wars Nerd here. I hope you're doing well and I want to thank you for joining me as I keep these old Star Wars memories alive. So today I wanted to go over another Screenrant article that I saw. It's kind of a fun website. You can't really believe everything they say, but first off because they kind of seem to like the sequel trilogy. But that decided the point. I saw this article about, it said 5 things fans would change about The Empire Strikes Back and 5 things about Return of the Jedi. I haven't gone through it. I've go through it cold like always and give my thoughts, see what we got. Because these are probably people that are, if you know, 30 40 years old, yeah, they need the thoughts of a 51-year-old Star Wars nerd that's been there since the beginning. I'm sure they care. All right, so 5 things. Though they are untouchable classics, here's 5 things we'd like to change about them. When it comes to Star Wars, the original trilogy is often regarded as the very best that the franchise has to offer. The 1980s Empire Strikes Back is a cinematic masterpiece all these years on. Yep. The common consensus is that Return of the Jedi and not The Rise of Skywalker was the proper ending to the story we all know and love. Okay, I'll go with that. I just ignore the sequel trilogy. But anyway, people that like it, that's good. But what if you're gonna read it? Okay, so what? All right, number 10, no kiss scene. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think they should still leave it in there. Yeah, you do find out later that they're related, but they didn't know that at the time. And plus, it's just such a good big old F you to Han standing right there. And she, you know, there has to be somebody she can kiss to get under Han's skin. And that was the best one at the time. Yeah, they are brother and sister, but it's not like they did it with tongue or anything. She grabbed him, she gave him a quick kiss, and left. It wasn't very romantic at all. If any of you think that is a romantic kiss, you need to go watch it again. She just grabs him and kisses him just to piss Han off. I mean, come on. That was not in any way, shape, or form romantic. Get over it, okay? So yeah, at the meantime, yeah, just Leia's way of making the smuggler Han jealous. But but you didn't know that. You have to be able to put stuff in context. If you can't put things in context of the time that they were made or the time that they're supposed to be in, you're gonna have a very bad time. Okay? You can't judge old 1910 movies by today's moral standards. You can't do that. You just have to enjoy them for what they are and go, yeah, it was kind of messed up for today's standards, but they didn't know any better. You know, come on. Anyway, off of that. Number 9, The Return of Boba Fett. More Boba Fett. Oh, The Return of the Jedi. More Boba Fett. Yeah. Yeah, he could have been used a little bit more. They could have had a little bit more of him in there. He could have been, you know, instead of just standing there on the wall, they could have had him bringing in somebody else at the time. You know, maybe he brought in another captive, or maybe he was doing something in the background. Why would Boba Fett just be chilling out in Jabba's palace? He turned Han in. He got his money. What's he doing there? Just standing around. You know, I don't get it. I don't get why he was there. They could have had him do a lot more. I agree with that one. Okay, it's a shame. Boba, the ultimate case of what might have been. He's easily killed in the 6th movie of the saga. Okay, yeah, so there we go. So, okay. Number 8. Sooner Leia reveal. What do you mean by that? In The Return of the Jedi is revealed that Luke and Leia and siblings feel this revelation should have happened toward the end of Empire Strikes Back. That way you could have had a whole movie of both Skywalker children trying to comprehend the information that Darth Vader, their sworn enemy and big villain of the galaxy, is their father. Yeah. Maybe. I mean, I could see them doing it at the end. I could see Luke coming back. No. Well, actually, no, because he didn't know until Return of the Jedi, and he went back and talked to Yoda. Luke didn't even know till the middle of Return of the Jedi. So how would Luke have found out first No, there's just you couldn't have fit that in at the end of Empire Strikes Back, because he took off. He left Dagobah to go to Bespin. He didn't come back. He had to go do everything else that happened. So he had no idea. I mean, he didn't even know till after Jabba's palace and everything. Yeah. So yeah. No, I don't see how you could have fit it into Empire Strikes Back. I don't agree with that. So 7, Return of the Jedi, Jedi Leia. Huh. Yeah. If Luke and Leia had both trained, no, that's not. No, to tell the story right, no, she couldn't have. To have both twins go and redeem their father. It could have been done, but that really would have watered down the story. You need to focus on one person at a time. She could have been in training. No. It was just too early. It was just too early. Because we didn't even know that she was his sister until the middle of the movie. No. And like I said in the last point, there's no way to fit that plot point into Empire Strikes Back and keep everything the same. You'd have to do some major revisioning. And that wouldn't work. So no. I don't agree with that at all. Jedi Leia wouldn't have worked in Return of the Jedi. He could have come back, told her, could have had a better conversation on Endor with her. Maybe told her that she was his sister, and that she had the Force abilities, which he did, told her the Force is strong in her. And he could have also said, when I come back, I'm going to train you, or your first steps in training will be blah, 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 something like that. And said something, which would have been good. That would have been cool. Maybe alluded to it a little bit better. But, yeah. No. I don't agree with that. No Jedi Leia in Return of the Jedi. That wouldn't have worked. It's too much. You're trying to shove too much crap in. Keep it simple. George knew what he was doing. 6. Empire Strikes Back. Yoda less dorky. Yoda less dorky. You're taking one look and written him off as a fraud or imposter, and that's because his behavior in the movie is dorky, to say the least. Luke arrives on the planet, and he's met by a strange little green creature. Well, yeah, that was the point. That was Yoda's whole point. He knew Luke was coming. Yoda knew Luke was coming. He wasn't surprised when Luke crashed on the planet. He knew Luke was coming. And that was a complete test. I mean, how can you see that differently? How can you see that? He was acting that way as a test. He was testing Luke. He had to make Luke think that he was just small green frog thing that was just going to bug him and be a pain in the butt. He wanted to get under Luke's skin and see if he could piss him off. See how mad he could make him. He's testing him from the second Luke arrived on the planet. Luke was being tested by Yoda. Probably even before. Probably the whole landing and his trouble with landing was coming from Yoda. I mean, Yoda was testing him from the second he arrived in anywhere Yoda could control. He knew he was coming. So yeah, look, being less dorky, no, he played it perfectly. If you think differently, oh, I'm sorry, you just don't get it. It was a test. Okay. All right, number 5, Return of the Jedi. Less Ewoks. Oh, come on, get off the Ewok thing. I mean, get over it. Yeah, the Ewoks, they're there. They're not that bad. They're kind of annoying, but they're just supposed to be these little things that come in and help out. And they're supposed to represent, the small guy going up against the big empire and winning. Yeah, it's completely, implausible that they could have beaten a squadron of stormtroopers with sticks and rocks. But, it had to happen. Anyway, yeah. Ewoks, less of them in Return of the Jedi? No. I mean, it would have been better if they would have gone with George's. If you're gonna do a what if, less Ewoks, more Wookiees. George originally wanted to have it take place on Kashyyyk, and have Wookiees. But it was, I think it was, I forget the reasoning behind it, why they couldn't do it or what changed their mind. But yeah, he went with Ewoks instead. And kind of look at that. Look at the word Ewok, Wookiee. Come on. They were supposed to be Wookiees. And that would have been awesome. But he had to change it for some reason. And look at the marketing. Ewoks are great for kids. They made a ton of money. He made a ton of money. And he's able to make more Star Wars and make all kinds of other stuff. So, I think it's okay. Number 4. The Empire Strikes Back. Palpatine in the flesh. Palpatine in the... So, yeah. Instead of... The Empire Strikes Back teased Palpatine. Yep. Made a little cameo. However, he should have appeared at the end rather than in the middle. Imagine how good that would have been seeing Darth Vader after revealing himself. Being somewhat creepier, yeah. Yeah, seeing the whole scene of Return of the Jedi at the end of Empire. Yeah, that would have been a cool scene. Okay, I could go for that. See Palpatine in the flesh, if he would have gone back, and if they would have had a, maybe another scene where Vader went back to, wherever Palpatine's at the time and spoke to him in person. Yeah, that would have been cool. I go with that. Okay, 3, Return of the Jedi, Palpatine with a lightsaber. No. It would have made him more formidable than he already was, giving Luke Skywalker another obstacle to overcome in the process. No. I'm glad we didn't see him with a lightsaber, because that was the point. You have to think about it. He was testing Luke too, just like Yoda. Palpatine's testing Luke. Everybody wants Luke. Vader wants Luke to join him. Palpatine wants Luke to join him. Yoda wants Luke to help train the Jedi and join him. So, yeah. Everybody wants Luke to join their side. So Palpatine was testing Luke. He's like, look at me. That was the whole thing. I'm unarmed. Take your shot. I bet he had his lightsaber in his robe, of course. But we didn't need to see it. Palpatine displayed his power without it. He had the Force lightning at the end, and that's really all he needed. Yeah. I think it was unnecessary. With the lightsaber, I think would have made him seem weaker. I think would have made him seem weaker and more ordinary. The Emperor needs to be above everybody. The Emperor needs to be more powerful than everybody. You need to think of the Emperor as being able to achieve his means without a lightsaber. He doesn't need it. So yeah, I'm glad he didn't have it. Number 2, Empire Strikes Back, more Obi-Wan. Yeah? More Obi-Wan. That'd be good. You could have had him, Kenobi should have appeared to Luke, set the record straight. What? Immediately after, during Darth Vader was his father, Kenobi should have appeared to Luke to set the record straight. When? When was he supposed to appear, huh? Tell me. Was he supposed to appear when he's hanging from the bottom of the Cloud City? Was he supposed to appear when he's falling down the shaft? Was he supposed to appear when he's half in shock inside the Millennium Falcon being healed? He just had his hand chopped off. He just had his father revealed to him. I mean, come on. You gotta, know your place. Know the time. I think Ben waited, or Obi-Wan waited for a little bit. Waiting, maybe he was back on, what's that ship called? The Reliant one? I can't remember what the Rebel ship's called, where Luke got a new hand. He could have appeared to him then after he got his hand and everything settled down, let things chill. You can't just, hey, I know you're falling. And you just got your hand chopped off and all this other crap's gone on. But hey, yeah, I kind of knew it was your dad. Let me tell you all about him. No, you pick the time and place. I mean, you got to pick the time and place. I think it was handled perfectly. Maybe he could have appeared to him and told him about it in the deleted scene where Luke builds his lightsaber. If you ever haven't seen that scene, go track that one down. That's awesome, where Luke builds his lightsaber in Obi-Wan's hut. Obi-Wan could have appeared to him then and told him all about it too. So that would have been cool. I would go for that. But, you know, he couldn't just do it right there at the end of The Empire Strikes Back. Seriously. Okay, number 1. Return of the Jedi, its place in the saga. This one's a bit tricky, but one thing would definitely change is, well, Return of the Jedi would be the conclusion of the saga, as it was meant to be when it came out in 1983. That's not to say Rise of Skywalker wasn't great, which it wasn't. It was a heaping pile of dog shit. But it was entertaining. It wasn't entertaining. No, it didn't do a good job concluding those stories of Rey, Finn, and Kylo. No, it didn't. Everybody's now bitching about them because Rey Palpatine is trying to be a Skywalker. Finn was a maybe Jedi Knight, or Force sensitive. They threw him away. Kylo Ren, dead. How is that a satisfying conclusion to it? Anyway. However, we can't help but feel their stories weren't actually needed in the first place. Damn straight. Did not need the sequel trilogy. The sequels, no, they weren't. But the originals were pure Star Wars, and its ending, in hindsight, should have been left untouched rather than made redundant many years later, or if just, done a little bit better. There's tons of stories in the EU about the after Return of the Jedi, how Luke went on and tracked down information about Vader and started the new Jedi Order and everything else that happened. Plenty of possibilities in that they could have taken from, but nope. Anyway, so yeah, okay. I agree with some of them, disagree with a lot of them. I mean, Star Wars, you have to think about it. You can't just look at it on the surface and go, oh, blah, blah, blah. You have to think about their motivations. There is a deeper plan behind all this. You can't just look at it on the surface. Oh, Yoda's being a dork when he first arrived. Why was Yoda acting like that? He's a Jedi Master. He shouldn't be doing that. He's testing Luke. If you don't get it, then you don't get it, I guess. And I can't explain it to you. Either way, I hope you enjoy Star Wars. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Leave a comment below. Tell me what an ass I am. I don't care. That'd be great. Let's talk. So, thanks a lot for tuning in. I'm Ted, the old Star Wars nerd. Leave a comment below. Click the like button. Click the subscribe button. Click the bell for notifications. All right? Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you again later. Take care.